Good day, sir. My name is Aisha Kainakan, and this is my reflection to the 10 lessons that we have discussed in this semester. Okay, let's begin first to the lesson 4, which is the safety issues in ICT. So, in this lesson, I learned that how technology deeply affects learners, both positively and negatively. So, understanding issues like cyberbullying and unsafe online behavior made me realize that safety is not just a rule but also a responsibility shared by teachers, students, and even parents. So, it shows that even though technology can make learning more easier and engaging, it also exposes young people or young students to risk if the policies and guidance are not in place. Because of this, ICT education must include not just digital skills but also a digital discipline and protection. So, this topic strengthened my belief that before we integrate technology into learning, we must ensure first that students know how to navigate the digital world safely. Okay, let's proceed to the lesson 5, which is the uses of ICT policies in teaching and learning environment. So, ICT policies are important because it guides how technology is used in school. These can help teachers and students use the computer, the internet, and digital tools safely and correctly. It can make sure that everyone knows what is allowed and what is not, which prevents the misuse of technology. These rules and also ensures that technology is used to support learning, not distract from it. Overall, ICT policies help make technology a helpful and safe part of education. Okay, next one is the lesson 6, which is the Dell's Cone of Experience. So Dell's Cone of Experience shows that we learn better when we do more than just read or listen. This supported my idea or understanding in learning that learning becomes effective when we see, touch, or try things ourselves. So, reading and hearing information is helpful, but it is not always enough to fully understand something. So, things like demonstrations, role-playing, real-life tasks can help students understand or learn in a deeper and meaningful way. For the lesson 7, which is the TPAC framework, shows how technology, pedagogy, content knowledge must work together for effective teaching. So understanding TPAC made me realize that being a teacher requires mastery not just the subject matter but also of the instructional strategies and technological skills. So I saw how important it is for the teacher to find balance among these three elements. So technology alone cannot make learning effective, but it must also be combined with some teaching approaches and accurate content. Let's proceed to the lesson 8, which is the Assure model. So Assure model told me that effective lesson planning requires understanding the learners first before choosing a strategies and technology. So I learned the step-by-step strategies in planning for teaching. So first is analyze learners. Second is state objectives. Third is select media and materials. Then utilize media and materials. Then require learners' participations, and then evaluate and revise. So this model ensures that technology becomes a meaningful way in learning to learners rather than just an unnecessary add-on. Okay, lesson 14, which is the relevance and appropriateness in the use of technology in teaching and learning. So this lesson made me understand that technology should not be used simply because it is available. Instead, it must be relevant, appropriate, and aligned with what learners truly need. So this lesson emphasized that effective technology integration requires thoughtful selection, considering factors like accessibility, learner readiness, and instructional goals. So technology becomes meaningful only when it enhances learning, supports understanding, and makes classroom tasks easier. So this lesson strengthened my resolve to always evaluate whether a tool fits the context before using it. So, for the lesson 15, which is the ICT and assessment in learning. So this lesson helped me understand that assessment is an important part of teaching and learning. It is not just about giving scores, but it's about knowing if the students really learned the lesson. So because of this, teachers can check the students' work more clearly and give feedback right away. Teachers can see if the students progress, and students can know what they need to improve. Okay, for the lesson 16, tools in evaluating appropriate assessment tools. So this lesson helped me understand how teachers should carefully choose assessment tools based on their purpose, reliability, and appropriateness for the lesson. So I learned that every tool has strengths and limitations, and teachers should understand them in order to measure learning accurately. So this lesson emphasized that good assessment needs thoughtful planning, not just convenient digital options. Okay, let's now proceed to the lesson 18, which is the digital citizenship versus the global citizenship. So this lesson helped me understand the difference between a good citizen in real life and a good citizen online. So a good citizen shows respect, honesty, and care for others, while a good digital citizen does the same but through technology. So I learned that when we use the internet, we must think before we act, respect each other's privacy, and avoid sharing fake news. So this lesson showed me that our behavior online is just as important as our behavior in real world. Finally, the lesson 19, which is the intellectual property rights. The topic reminded me that how important respect and responsibility are in the digital world. Understanding copyright, plagiarism, and fair use helped me see how content creators deserve acknowledgement and protection. So the lesson showed me that responsible digital behavior includes knowing when and how to use others' work ethically.